Welcome to Watsonx Orchestrate Hands-on Lab, creating tools and agents. Now this lab will show you how to create, configure, deploy and run agents that use tools using the Watsonx Orchestrate Agent Development Kit, which is the ADK. Now when complete, the agent created will be able to respond to queries leveraging tools that provide the agent with live information from online sources. In this example, a weather API. Now you will then be able to build on that knowledge in later labs, creating more complex agents using the Watsonx Orchestrate Agent Development Kit, or what we call ADK. Now what will you learn here? Once you have completed this lab, you will have developed skills enabling you to complete the following tasks. First is to create tools based on web services using an OpenAPI definition. You'll be able to create, configure, and deploy an agent that uses the tool. Next, you'll be able to test the agent you have created. And finally, use the CLI to discover agents available in your environment. Now, what are the prerequisites? It's same as before. You have performed the preparation lab guide, including the environment validations. Next, you have your ADK environment up and running, be it through Orchestrate server, started after validating the environment in the preparation guide or after having performed another ADK related labs. Now, if you're coming from the previous videos, you probably should have that available. Now, if for some reason your server is not started correctly, as always, reset your server following the reset your environment guide that is provided with it. Now, the tools created in this lab are using web services based on the OpenAPI specification or OAS. Now, basic knowledge of the format is not required, but it is useful to improve your own knowledge and to extend agents' behavior using tools that leverages these web services. Now, extensive OS resources are available online on this website, openapi.org. What is OpenAPIs? You have all the different options available here. You can check through this site if you want to dive deep into that. So, okay, let's go back. And in our lab, what will we be doing? So we'll be doing three things here: listing available models using the CLI, creating the configuring a new agent, and listing available agents using the CLI. So we'll be doing a bunch of these things. But first, let's go ahead and start with the listing available models. So I'm going to go ahead to my machine here, open PyCharm. Now in this section, you will be using the CLI to view the list of LLM models available to you, to your installation of Watsonx Orchestrate ADK. Now open the ADK environment and start Watsonx Orchestrate server if not yet done. I've already started it. And then I'm going to change this to this, clear it out. I have my, let's say all the files are available. You can check your environment to everything is set up properly based on that. If you have started the server, it should be up and running. Now to list the LLM models available in Watsonx Orchestrate installation, run the following command. This is orchestrate models list. And this will give you the list of models that are available. Let's make it a little bit bigger so we can see most of them. As you can see, these are the models that come with it, come with your installation. So that's good. You might have some more or less depending on when you run this command. So this, as of 2026 January, this is what you'll see. So this output here shows all the LLM models that are available in your installation and ready to be used within the agents we create later. Now each available model identifier is listed on the left here, on the left column, and on the right there's a description of the model and its characteristics. Notice there's a star here which says indicates a supported and preferred model for Watsonx, and if you scroll all the way to the top, you'll probably see these are the two: Meta Llama 3.2 and 3.405 billion instruct and 90 billion vision instruct. So these are some of the models supported and preferred models. So next, let's look at creating and configuring a new agent. Now in this particular section, we will create a tool that will enable agents to query for weather information provided by openmateo.com to be used in responses to user queries. Now this tool will be built by importing the OpenAPI specification for the web service, eliminating the need to write any API calling code manually. Now, this is a requirement for creating the agent in a later section that will use this tool. So let's go ahead and create a tool by importing a web service. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'll move all the way to the bottom, make sure I'll clear everything out. So in this particular section, as we mentioned, we will review the Open API fields required for importing a web service as a tool in the Watsonx Orchestrate ADK and create a tool to retrieve the weather details from. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on the weatherman here folder. Inside that, open tools, and here is our weather API YAML file available to us. Now you can review the contents of this Open API document. Now this, let me move it a little bit down. So this, an Open API document, is a machine readable description of an API, typically written in JSON or YAML format. For us, it's the YAML format right now, that outlines the API's endpoints, its parameters, responses, and other relevant details. Now it serves as a formal specification that helps us understand how to interact with the API and can be useful to generate documentation and client libraries. So check through this, and we can actually, let me dismiss this here. And if you see here on line number 2, the servers element here specifies the base URL for the API, indicating where the API can be accessed from. It allows us to define multiple server URLs, which can be useful for different environments like development, testing, and production. Now on line number 16 right here, the paths element defines the available endpoints or resources of an API and the operations like HTTP methods that can be performed on those endpoints. Our example only has a get operation, but each path can be specified with a unique identifier and can support multiple operations like we can have get, post, put, and delete, all of them available, but we only have get here right now. Now, on line number 19 here, the operation ID provides a logical name for this particular definition, which will be used in the next step when we are creating a tool from it. So right here, forecast. So now let's go back to our terminal. I'm gonna reduce the size, check through this, and if you have any questions, do let me know. So I'm gonna go ahead and say orchestrate tools import, what kind it is, Open API. Where is the file located? I'm gonna say weatherman slash tools slash weather api.yaml. You should see a message that says tool forecast imported successfully. Where did that name come from? From the operation ID. So we used here like the tools. Now instructions for using the ADK command line interface are provided for each step in this lab. You can actually explore all the CLI command by just saying orchestrate dash dash help. You've probably seen that before, but if you have not, that's how you can look at all the different commands that are available to us, not just the one that we used, which was in this particular case tools, which is right over here. Interact with the tools in your in your active environment. So it will give you all the details about the different CLI commands available. So now let's go ahead and create the agent. So double click on this weatherman YAML file here to view the definition of the agent. Now this YAML file defines the agent using a ADK specification for agents. It defines the agent description, the instructions which defines the agent's behavior, and the LLM model it will use for planning and reasoning. Now on line number 14, you'll probably see here tools. There is a reference to the ID of the tool we imported in the former step, which is the forecast, which the agent will be able to use. So now to do this, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say orchestrate agents import. Where is this agent? Weatherman slash weatherman YAML file. So this will get import my, I think I spelled import wrong. Let's go back and run it again. Import, and there you go. So it will import. Hopefully you should see agent weatherman imported successfully. Unless you have some other errors, let me know. So congratulations if you get this message. This concludes the creation of our agent. Next thing that we will be doing is listing the available agents using the CLI. So I can just go back here and say orchestrate, same as models before that we listed. It's just that it's called agents now, agents list. It's going to go ahead and show me the agents. If I have not reset my server properly, it might show me some more, but I did, looks like. So that's why I only see one agent here, which is the weatherman. You can it says you provide the current temperature, name of all the instructions and description that we have provided. We'll probably see it here, which model it uses, all that should be displayed here properly. Now let's go ahead and test this weatherman agent. Now in this section, what we're going to do is we'll start with the chat interface, test the agent and validate that it's using the tool created earlier to generate responses effectively. Now enabling this, enabling the agent to include like live weather data within its generated response. So I'm going to go ahead and run my chat. I'll say orchestrate chat start. This should open a browser. And there you go, our chat browser is open. I can go full screen on this. And then at the bottom here, we'll use our question, what is the temperature in Tokyo? Question mark, run. Let's go through that and give me the answer. And it's going this reasoning. The current temperature in Tokyo is 1.6 degrees Celsius. I can look at the reasoning part here. Step 1, it says that it, based on my information, Tokyo, it took the latitude and longitude and sent it to the API and got the temperature for Tokyo, which it displayed here in a nicer way. You can also see here weather data by OpenAPI that was presented right over here at the bottom. So there you go. I'm going to close this out, and as you can see, I can probably ask another question. What is the weather in Atlanta? Let's see how better it is in Atlanta as compared to Tokyo right now. It looks pretty nice outside. The current temperature in Atlanta is 6.6 degrees Celsius. Okay, I can live with that. I can go out. That's awesome. So if you were able to get through this, that's amazing. Congratulations. You have completed this Watsonx Orchestrate lab. You can continue to build on the knowledge acquired in this lab in the following labs. You will be building agents based on knowledge or knowledge and more complex agents that use Python tools that collaborate with each other. So if you have any questions or had any issues with this particular lab, let me know in the comments, or you can reach me at vivian@ibm.com. Thank you so much.